Bangladesh stands at a critical juncture in its economic journey. The nation has emerged as a development success story in recent decades. Its garment industry has driven impressive economic growth. Remittances from overseas workers have also played a key role. However, 2025 presents a complex economic landscape for Bangladesh. Slowing growth, rising inflation, and external pressures pose significant challenges. The country finds itself grappling with these headwinds. It is also trying to maintain its developmental momentum. The nation's economic trajectory has been remarkable. Once one of the poorest countries at its birth in 1971, Bangladesh transitioned to a lower middle income status in 2015. This remarkable progress has been largely fueled by a vibrant, ready-made garment sector and robust domestic consumption. However, the current global economic slowdown has cast a shadow on Bangladesh's economic prospects. Growth has slowed, inflation remains stubbornly high, and the country faces mounting financial vulnerabilities. Despite these challenges, Bangladesh possesses significant economic potential. The country benefits from a young and growing workforce. It has a strategic location in a dynamic region. Bangladesh also enjoys increasing international support. The ability of the government to navigate the current economic uncertainties, address structural weaknesses, and implement necessary reforms will determine the country's future economic trajectory. The coming years will be crucial for Bangladesh as it seeks to overcome its immediate challenges and unlock its long-term economic potential. The resilience of its people and its dynamic private sector offer hope for a brighter economic future. However, addressing the challenges effectively will require a combination of sound macroeconomic management, structural reforms, and continued international support. Bangladesh's economic performance in recent years presents a mixed picture. While the country has witnessed a slowdown in growth, certain sectors have shown resilience. Understanding the key economic indicators is crucial to gauging the country's economic health and prospects. GDP growth, a key measure of economic performance, has slowed considerably. In fiscal year 2024, Bangladesh's GDP grew by 5.2%, a significant drop from the 5.8% growth recorded in the previous fiscal year. Projections for fiscal year 2025 paint a more subdued picture, with the World Bank forecasting a growth rate of 4.0% and the International Monetary Fund projecting a slightly higher rate of 4.5%. This slowdown can be attributed to a confluence of factors, including global economic headwinds, domestic political uncertainty, and the lingering effects of the COVID-19 pandemic. Inflation has emerged as a major concern for Bangladesh, eroding purchasing power and impacting livelihoods. The average inflation rate for fiscal year 2024 stood at a concerning 9.7%, peaking at a high of 11.38% in early 2025, primarily driven by soaring food prices. Food inflation, a critical concern in a country where a significant portion of the population lives below the poverty line, hovered around 10.5%. The Asian Development Bank projects inflation to remain elevated at 10.1% in 2025, posing a significant challenge for policymakers. The external sector has come under increasing pressure in recent times. Bangladesh's foreign exchange reserves have fallen below the International Monetary Fund's recommended level of 3 months of imports, standing at $19.26 billion since early 2024. This decline in reserves has been exacerbated by a widening current account deficit, which stood at -0.8% in 2024 and is projected to widen further to -2.7% in 2025. The depreciation of the Bangladeshi taka against the US dollar, depreciating by 34.8% between 2014 and 2024, has further added to the external sector vulnerabilities. Political stability is an indispensable ingredient for economic progress, providing a conducive environment for investment, job creation, and overall development. Bangladesh, however, has faced periods of political uncertainty in its history, and these episodes have often cast a long shadow on its economic performance. The recent political developments have raised concerns about their potential impact on the country's economic trajectory. The ousting of longtime Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina in August 2024, following a student-led movement, ushered in a period of political transition, while the interim government, led by Nobel laureate Professor Muhammad Yunus, has pledged to hold free and fair elections and implement crucial reforms. the political landscape remains uncertain. This uncertainty has the potential to undermine investor confidence, leading to capital flight and a slowdown in private investment, which are crucial for driving economic growth. Moreover, political instability can disrupt the implementation of economic policies and reforms. The interim government's ability to effectively address critical economic challenges such as controlling inflation, stabilizing the financial sector, and attracting foreign investment could be hampered by political distractions and potential unrest. A stable and predictable political environment is essential for Bangladesh to regain its economic footing, restore investor confidence, and ensure sustainable and inclusive growth. The international community, including development partners and investors, is closely watching the political developments in Bangladesh. A smooth transition to a democratically elected government, committed to good governance and economic reforms, will be crucial for attracting foreign investment, maintaining access to international financial markets, and ensuring continued development assistance. Section 4. Sectoral Performance, a tale of resilience and vulnerability. Bangladesh's economy is characterized by a mix of sectors, each contributing to its overall growth and development trajectory. While the ready-made garment sector has long been the mainstay of the economy, other sectors like agriculture, manufacturing, and services play vital roles. Understanding the performance and challenges faced by these sectors is essential for formulating effective economic policies. The ready-made garment sector, accounting for over 80% of Bangladesh's exports, has been a remarkable engine of growth, propelling the country's economic transformation. Despite facing challenges such as rising input costs, labor unrest, and increased competition from other garment-producing nations, the sector has shown resilience, particularly with a resurgence in export orders in late 2024. However, the sector remains vulnerable to external shocks, such as fluctuations in global demand and rising protectionism in developed countries. Agriculture, employing nearly half of the country's workforce, plays a crucial role in ensuring food security and rural livelihoods. The sector has witnessed moderate growth, with a 4.2% increase in output in the fourth quarter of 2024. However, agriculture in Bangladesh remains vulnerable to climate change impacts such as floods, cyclones, and droughts, which can severely disrupt production and livelihoods. Modernizing agricultural practices, investing in irrigation and climate-resilient technologies, and strengthening agricultural value chains are crucial for enhancing the sector's productivity and resilience. The manufacturing sector, excluding the ready-made garment industry, has experienced a slowdown, growing by a meager 2.1% in the fourth quarter of 2024. This slowdown can be attributed to a combination of factors including declining domestic demand, rising input costs, and political uncertainty. Similarly, the services sector, which has been a growing contributor to GDP, also witnessed a slowdown, expanding by just 1.5% in the same period. Revitalizing these sectors is crucial for achieving more broad-based and inclusive growth. This requires addressing infrastructure bottlenecks, promoting innovation and technological upgrading, and improving the business environment to attract investment and create jobs. Section 5. Navigating Challenges, Seizing Opportunities. Bangladesh stands at a pivotal moment in its economic journey. The country faces a confluence of challenges, including slowing growth, high inflation, external sector pressures, political uncertainty, and climate change vulnerabilities. Addressing these challenges effectively, while harnessing the country's inherent strengths, will be crucial for achieving sustainable and inclusive growth. One of the immediate priorities for Bangladesh is to tame inflation and stabilize the macroeconomic environment. This will require a combination of prudent fiscal policies aimed at reducing the budget deficit and prioritizing essential spending, and a proactive monetary policy that balances the need to control inflation with supporting economic growth. Addressing supply-side bottlenecks, particularly in the food sector, through measures such as improving agricultural productivity, strengthening supply chains, and ensuring smooth distribution of essential commodities, is critical for mitigating inflationary pressures. Strengthening the external sector and bolstering foreign exchange reserves is another pressing concern. This requires diversifying Bangladesh's export basket beyond the ready-made garment sector, exploring new markets for its products, and attracting foreign direct investment in sectors with export potential. Simultaneously, efforts to boost domestic production, reduce reliance on imports, and promote import substitution will be crucial for reducing the trade deficit and easing pressure on the current account. Addressing political instability and ensuring a smooth transition to a democratically elected government is paramount for restoring investor confidence and attracting much-needed investment. The interim government's commitment to holding free and fair elections and implementing necessary reforms will be crucial for signaling stability and predictability to investors, both domestic and foreign. A conducive business environment, characterized by good governance, transparency, and the rule of law, will be essential for attracting investment, fostering entrepreneurship, and creating jobs. Despite the challenges, Bangladesh possesses significant opportunities for growth and development. The country has a young and growing workforce, a strategic location in a dynamic region, and a burgeoning middle class with increasing purchasing power. Harnessing the demographic dividend through investments in education, skills development, and healthcare will be crucial for transforming the young population into a productive workforce that can drive economic growth. Bangladesh's strategic location, at the crossroads of South and Southeast Asia, presents unique opportunities for regional trade and connectivity. Strengthening regional cooperation, particularly through initiatives such as the Bay of Bengal Initiative for Multi-Sectoral Technical and Economic Cooperation and the Bangladesh-China-India-Myanmar Economic Corridor, can unlock significant economic potential by boosting trade, investment, and infrastructure development.